Alright, so I'm not going to go through creating the virtual machine for this. This part is mostly self-explanatory. So I'll just quickly go through it, get it set up. Minimum is 20 gigs for this. We want to up our RAM. That's up, finish. I'll go through and I'll stop the video at certain points because certain parts of it take a minute. And that's what you get to when you first come in. There are some USB bootable options which we'll go through in a different video. But for now, just so you can see it, we're going to do a graphical install. This next screen is going to look like it's going to kind of false, have an issue. There it is, and it's okay. It'll go through it. And these are all self-explanatory, just English and time zones and stuff like that. This part doesn't take too long, so I'm not going to go ahead and stop. One thing I will say while we're waiting for it to go through is for the host name, it can only contain numerals 0 through 9, upper lowercase, and lowercase letters, and a minus sign. And at most it can be 63 characters long. It cannot start or end with the minus sign, so even though you can have it, you can't start it or end it with it. Just for simplicity's sake, we're going to have it be Cali. We're not putting it on domain, so we're going to leave that blank. The default password is Tor, just like I just put. Obviously, on most machines, you don't want to have default passwords and stuff. But when it comes to Cali, since it is what it is, you're going to have to use the admin account the majority of the time because of what it is. It's actually meant for penetration testing. And they actually recommend that you do it on the USB drive and use it that way because you're going to be more apt to get people to try and get into your box because of what Cali is. You'll see more of that once we actually get it installed. As part of the paper, I listed a plethora of features. They're just kind of themes or categories for each type of software packages on here. And with each one of those packages, there's at least 5 to 9 of each one, so vulnerability testing to database assessment to information gathering, those sorts of things. This part takes about 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video until it actually comes up for the next step. Alright, so normally a network mirrors can be used to go out and grab the most updated version when you go through this process. So for this, we're going to click yes. Click continue. We don't have any proxy or anything for this, so we're just going to go ahead and leave it blank. It might take a minute to do some downloading here, so we'll give it a minute to go through the process. Alright, so and then that took about a minute, so it's going through installing Grub. This doesn't take about a minute or so itself as well. There we go. Yes, leave it as default. We want to use the one that's on there. I don't want to do it manually. Something I'd like to add while we're waiting for this to go through the finished installation is, even though in the prerequisites to install it, it says a DVD drive or thumb drive is needed. As a matter of fact, by doing our research, we found that you do not actually have to have a thumb drive or have a USB DVD drive. As long as you have a network connection, you can get this installed over the network silently using a PXE server. So if for some reason you had a big penetration testing company and you want to give this to everybody as their daily use, laptops or whatever. You set up the PXE server, push the machines to go ahead and pull it down from it, and it'll go ahead and pull that information down and get it installed for you. There's some setup involved, which is in the administrative manual. So if you want to see what that's like, it's not going to be much different than the answer file or F10 file on the Windows system. So if we go through the finishing installation, we're going to get a little command line screen. It's going to flash up here in a minute. It's real quick, and then it'll spin back around to actually going into the install for the first time, or going to login screen for the first time. Remembering for the default, having a default username of root with a default password of Tor. And again, for our educational uses, we'll keep everything on here defaulted. I'll just give this a minute to go through. Again, keep in mind that Kali is a penetration testing type of a operating system. It's on a Debian architecture, and I want to say that the actual GUI itself, once you get logged in, actually sits on a GNOME type of a desktop environment. And there's that screen I was talking about real quick. Now we're coming back around. It's installed, so we're just going to go ahead and click that option we want. I actually went through right through this time. Last time it made me actually click it. We'll give it a minute to go through. Should be giving us the login screen here in a second. Yeah, here we go. Again, root, and then Tor, T-O-O-R, all lowercase. It signs you in. Now in the administrator manual as well, I have a list of features that we put up there. The categories I was talking about in the beginning. And I'll show you what those are, what I was talking about here. And inside of each one of these is, I'd say, an average of at least 5. So there's still, even once you get this up and running, you want to start messing with some stuff, there's quite a bit of setup that you need to do. And there's even some pieces out there that you're going to need to pull in order to even use some of these. So some of these might be, as you're going through the process of getting into a system, you need to pull some information from one location using one set of pieces of software, but you need a different piece of software to pull that data into it so that it can actually put it in a readable format or change it in such a way that something else is going to pull it out so you can actually finally see what you're trying to look at, for like if you're trying to get a Wi-Fi password for some reason. But that's what it looks like. And again, that's a whole lot of information to start going through just to figure out what, how to use a bunch of these. I know one of them, where is it? I actually use quite a bit. Maybe it's not on here. Oh, it's not on this one. That's it for this video, and we'll come back with a USB video coming up. So we're going to go ahead and do a proper shutdown. Doesn't like it when you don't do a proper shutdown, and down it goes. Any questions?